So how do you break in a new motorcycle? So I'm assuming it's not like new to me, but it's actually new from the factory. So I'm gonna leave that one to you.
Yeah, yeah. So I mean, there's probably a lot of different factories probably have different, different opinions or different policies. If you read through the owner's manual and it tells you how to break in your new bike, and let's say it's a Ducati sport bike or an Indian, or there's so many different motorcycles out there that there may be different ways to do it. The consensus, I think, for most motorcycle factory, like Yamahas and Indians and Harleys, is probably to take it easy. You don't want to just smash the throttle and go. You want to kind of casually go through the gears, but you want to cycle the RPMs as much as possible, in a sense that, the last thing you really want to do is go out on the freeway and put it on cruise control and just keep it at that 1 RPM, because you're only breaking in that part of the motor. And that's it. So we sell a lot of bikes at the dealership to guys out of town. They need to try to take back roads, or try to vary the RPMs and cycle through the gears as much as you possibly can. So I know that when I bought mine, brand new bike, I'll ride it really how I'm going to own it, how I'm typically going to ride it. And that's not, I'm not going to dump the throttle, dump the clutch and hammer the gas and just haul ass everywhere. I'm going to, just casually go through it and kind of ride how I'm going to own it for forever. And then just vary the RPMs as much as I can. So they talk about heat cycles. Right now it's July and it's hot as hell out. So, you probably ride around for half an hour, maybe to 45 minutes. And then, by then that motor's really, really hot. It's as hot as it's going to get. And then stop, find somewhere to stop and hang out, grab a drink, relax, check your emails, whatever you want to do, but let that bike cool all the way down, until it's, as if it was just sitting for a couple days. Let it cool all the way down. And then once it's there, go ahead and fire it back up and then go ride for another half an hour, 45 minutes, and then do the same thing. So riding in town, riding up a mountain, those would be great. Like riding up Mount Lemon, you're constantly shifting gears, and you're on the throttle, you're off the throttle, RPMs are up, RPMs are down, you're never using cruise control, you're never at the same RPM ever. The only problem with Mount Lemon is you can
35.
Literally
it's 35
but you can go faster.
Yeah,
but the problem with it is it takes so long to get there, and you've literally put 20 miles on your bike.
Unless you live right next to it.
If it's a 500 mile break-in period, or it's a 1,000-mile break-in period, which I think most bikes are 1,000, that's going to take a while. Mm-hmm. So you gotta ride around town, and you got to do stuff like that. And riding around town's fine. It just it kind of sucks because you're stuck in traffic and stuff like that. But those are the big things. I know some bikes will say like 0 to 100 miles is a quarter throttle and nothing more.
0 to
100 miles is a quarter throttle and nothing more. And then 100 to 300 miles is half a throttle, anywhere between half a throttle. Or you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then 300 to 500 is quarter throttle.
So restricted.
Nobody does this shit.
Yeah.
It's so 3/4 of a throttle, 3/4 of a twist, your full twist. And so 300 to 500 would be 3/4. And then after 500, you have that break-in service, and then boom, you're good to go all the way open and have at it. You know who does that?
Who?
Indian.
Really?
I shit you not.
That's why you know it.
Yeah. You know how many people that own an Indian that does that?
Not me.
No one.
Not me. I never pushed my bike to the speed limiter. I know some people have done that on the FTRs.
I did it on your FTR.
Shut up. Anyways, on the interstate, open road, nothing. Yeah, it's all good.
Yeah.
Safe.
Oh yeah.
Full gear.
Oh yeah.
Okay. In a bubble.
Yep. On a track.
Yeah.
Very, very controlled environment. But yeah, so when Indian came out, that was the break-in period.
That's so
and
random.
We were just like, ride it like you're gonna ride it.
You just look at this shit.
Yeah, man, it was like, oh my god.
Okay, so only a quarter throttle for
It's
the
way too
first
much.
100 miles.
Yeah, it's BS, and it's way too much thought behind it. Like, the idea behind breaking your motorcycle in is to hopefully not have to think about breaking your motorcycle in. You go out and enjoy it because it's a brand new bike.
Yeah.
And, you know, people freak out about it and stuff like that. You know, just go out and ride it how you're going to ride it, enjoy it, but just make sure those small things, specifically, you know, the heat cycles, try to stop. And most people on bikes are going to stop every half an hour to 45 minutes anyway.
Yeah.
You know, unless you're going like big trips. But if you're going on a big trip, your bike's probably broken in already and had that first service to where, you know, you can put the cruise control on or keep it at that same RPM for hours and it's not going to do anything. So that is, for the most part, breaking.
That's breaking the motorcycle. Yeah. Yeah. That's for like the engine, and the reason why you have to do that is because like the fluids are like crap. Like they're not crap, but they're like designed to like all preservative crap. So
yeah, that fluid that comes with the bike when you buy it new has some stuff in it that, you know, your regular, like after your oil change, you're getting a lot of that stuff out. So a lot of like metal shavings and stuff like that, you know, is going through the motor. That oil's going all the way through the motor, and it's breaking it in, which means there's shit in there that you want to get out because it's being broken in. And that's why that first service is pretty darn important, to get all that stuff out, get fresh stuff in, and then you're golden, like you're good to go. So yeah, it's you know, there's a reason behind breaking in your bike, and most people are going to do it properly.
Yeah, that's weird. I've never heard of that for like a car.
No,
like they don't. No, it's just bikes, performance machines, basically.
Yeah,
that's cool. So I mean, on top of that, I mean that's the engine and fluid and all that stuff. If you have a new bike from the factory, you obviously have new tires too. So don't.
Yeah, those are slick.
Yeah, they're slick. Yeah. So I talked about how to break in your tires and then the whole tire guide.
Burnout.
You could do a burnout to warm up your tires.
Yep.
You really could. You remove a lot of traction off your and tread off your tires.
Breaking them in.
shooting tire everywhere. Yeah, you could totally do that and warm up your tires that way.
Yep.
Create a nice little divot for those commutes. But yeah, definitely don't like do a sharp right-handed turn out of the dealership full throttle.
No, don't
with
do
those
that.
new tires.
Yeah.
Take it nice and easy for like the first 10-15 minutes, and then now the tires are warmed up, and then go ahead and do your thing. That should be for like the first 100 miles or something like that.
Yeah, 100 miles is probably enough to scuff those tires up to make them real sticky.
Stickies.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then Collab, remember to buy blinker fluid. So yeah, is the 500 mile service needed? We kind of jumped on that. That was the third question. It's needed because of the fluids need to be changed, all the metal shavings, all the gremlins and everything need to get out.
Yep.
Yeah, so yeah, there's that question.
That 500 mile service is pretty important, or 1,000 mile service.
Yeah.
It depends on the bike, but those first services help in a lot of different ways. It gets that old stuff, you know, that stuff with all the metal shavings and all that stuff, like the break-in stuff, out of it, which is important because you don't want that stuff in your bike. And then it allows the dealership to go through it and make sure everything's, you know, still working properly after these 500 miles of you doing it, because nobody's ridden it before. So, you know, a lot of things loosen up. You know, there's critical fasteners all around that bike that need to get, you know, torqued down, or to make sure they're still torqued down, because things loosen up on bikes so fast that, you know, that's important. And then, you know, belt tension or chain tension, all that stuff, clutch. There's quite a bit, and that's generally what every first service is about, is them going through the entire machine, making sure everything's breaking in properly. And then, you know, nowadays everything's software based and it's all plugged into computers.
Yeah.
You know,
so like you might have to get a software update.
You could get a software update. You probably won't get a software update that soon.
Yeah.
If it's, you know, a brand new bike that just came out, but you never know. Big thing would be like warranty wise, if you're having the dealership do your service and they can plug it into the computer, and then it essentially uploads to a server, and it shows that you've done the service and it's been complete. That way, if you have a warranty issue at some point, it really helps enforce the fact that you have a warranty and you did your service.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So there's a lot of gray area involved with warranties. So it's helpful to be able to look back and say, look, man, we did it. You know, like the service has been done, it's been complete, and it's good to go.
So that's another benefit to having them do it.
Yeah, you could still do your first service and stuff like that. But like I said, there's a lot of gray area involved. They'd have to figure out whether or not your first service or lack of first service caused whatever issue it caused. But I would
crashing into a car, it was the service fault.
Yeah,
it was the oils.
Yeah, no, I if you buy a new bike, you're the type of guy that's going to work on his bike or her bike. You should have the dealership at least do the first service. Let them do the first one, and then you have at it for all the other ones.
Yeah, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to just have them do it, and then I can change my oils, check my chain, do all that stuff myself.
Yep. You make your appointment?
Yeah.
I saw you called.
Yeah, I called. Yeah, I got my appointment.
It's Daniel Tamale.
I can't ride though because I'm like super close to 500.
No, you can go over.
I can go over.
Yeah, 500 miles is like a baseline. You and there's another thing with breaking it in and stuff like that. Don't feel so. Oh my God, I'm at 496 miles. I can't go anywhere until it's serviced. That's not true.
Well, that means Nikki and I can go ride then.
Yep.
Sweet.
You could totally service it. What you probably don't want to do is go, hundreds and hundreds over it. But you can
1,000 miles.
No, that would not be good.
Especially when the manufacturer says 500.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's not good.
Yeah.
Okay.
1,000 miles is probably pushing it. But if you kept it under like 800, you'd probably be okay.
Okay. Well, then I should be good because I put this is gonna be 500 miles in like 3 weeks. So I just have one more week.
Yeah. So your 1,000-mile services, I mean, if you went over by 1,100 or 1,200, or you went over by 100 or 200 for 1,100 or 1,200, you'd probably be okay too. So.
Cool. So just around that area.
Yep. Yeah, that's a ballpark. People aren't gonna. You're not gonna roll up to the dealership and have exactly 500 miles.
You could plan it.
You're not going to though.
Have people done that?
You're 20 miles away from here.
I can trailer about 8 of those miles, and then ride the last 12 and make it exactly 500.
Oh, do that?
Do I get a bonus?
No.
No? Okay. Never mind then. Whatever. Whatever. I wanted to get like a free t-shirt, which you got me for my birthday. Thank you for the t-shirt. I didn't wear it. Should have been wearing the t-shirt.
Yeah.
Sorry. It's an FTR t-shirt too. Well, anyways, we talked about the service. These are the things that you guys wanted to know. So this is 500-mile service. The next one is, what is your dream motorcycle? And we actually talked about that.